All right. Welcome back to the GSMC Wrestling Laureate Podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. We recently talked about WrestleMania, both night one and night two, possible storylines, why there was a bunch of cliffhangers, and what to expect for some of these superstars that lost at WrestleMania, and also, what to expect from someone who was victorious at the grandest stage of them all. But all in all, it was the main event. The main event was it was really, really like it. Oh, it was magical. That's honestly probably the best word that I can say. It was pretty tear jerking. I gotta be honest. But let's just jump on into it. So Cody Rhodes had Roman Reigns beat, and then the first person to get involved was Jimmy Uso super kicked Cody when he was about to hit the crossroads, and then that's when Jay came out and he speared Jimmy off the stage onto like tables, and it was like, oh, it was complete chaos. It was bedlam. It was, Jim Ross was like, oh, slobber knocker. Like if he was there to commentate the match, which I kind of wish he was. I actually left a comment on his Twitter telling him that he should come back to and he should have commented on. He should have commentaried on that match, but you can't always get what you want. So, you know, sad to say, but Jim Ross wasn't there. Anyways, so then that was happening, and then Roman Reigns kept getting the upper hand, and then Cody, when the moment he bring it back and started building momentum, that's when another guy came out. Then Solo came out, and then where Cody Rhodes kicked out of the spear and the what did Umaga call it? The Samoan Spike. The Samoan Spike. It was like a double finisher. Cody was able to kick out, but and then John Cena's music hits. And I think the last match John Cena fought was against Solo Sikoa, where Solo Sikoa won. And I think that was the last match Solo Sikoa has, won in the WWE. So he's been on a little bit of a losing streak there. But John Cena was able to help. He did a hell of a lot. He attitude adjustment, the AA through the announce table. And then as soon as that happened, then The Rock came out. The final boss came out, and he looked at John Cena and he called him he called him an SOB, called him a POS, and like he was just ready to fight, man. Like The Rock and John Cena, obviously, they're both like huge stars in the wrestling community, and they also had like quite the rivalry back in 2013, 2014, where they fought in like two consecutive WrestleManias. I think they fought in a total of three, with John Cena winning the rubber match. But no, it was very, very cool. And then John Cena was rock bottomed. It looked pretty dire for Cody. And then you had the old school Shield theme song with Seth Rollins coming out with the bulletproof vest. But he really, he came out as mostly distraction because he was hit by Roman Reigns with a chair like immediately when he came into the ring, which I thought was kind of not funny, but I was like, because you hear the music and you're like, oh, stuff's about to go down right now. And then, oh, like it was one of those things. It was kind of funny. But, and then after that, you saw the lights go dark, and then none other than the Phenom himself, the WrestleMania King, the Undertaker, like came out and he choke slammed The Rock, and it was just crazy. Like how you had to have this team of people that, that which I kind of anticipated and I kind of really wanted to see. I kind of wanted to see, essentially the Bloodline versus the WWE, which you kind of saw that. Like you had The Rock come out, you had John Cena, and then you had Seth come out, Jimmy Solo, and then the Undertaker just put the icing on the cake, and it was super cool. It was super cool the way they did it with the legends and stuff like that. But they said Stone Cold Steve Austin was supposed to be there, but I don't know. Maybe he missed his flight or something. No, I don't know. But I was kind of waiting for him to come out. I was like, okay, so The Rock's gonna beat up the Undertaker, and then Stone Cold's gonna come out to kind of reignite that like that Austin and the Rock rivalry that we saw during the '90s, like constantly. So, but we didn't get it, but we got just enough, and it was totally badass. Super cool the way that Cody Rhodes hit three crossroads, covered Roman for that 1, 2, 3, finished his story. absolutely, amazing. Absolutely, it was breathtaking. It was super cool. And another thing that happened that was actually like pretty cool and I really wanted to see happen was that WrestleMania 10 where Bret Hart defeated Yokozuna to kind of dethrone and kind of bring the championship back to the WWE. So I thought that was super cool. Sami Zayn came out, Randy Orton came out. Um, it was cool. And then Mama Rhodes and his wife came out too. It was pretty cool. Cody deserved it. But I don't know, just going all in all, like how Cody, finished his story. Um, I don't know. When I saw Cody Rhodes, he was Dusty's son and it was super cool. But he seemed like he was kind of a bust. Like right off the bat, he was like the only thing he was able to win is like the Intercontinental Championship there, here and there. For me, like to kind of put it in comparison, he was kind of like the Dolph Ziggler, where he'd be in tag team matches, he'd be kind of that throwaway superstar, like where he was used to get put over by like new up and comers, and his career kind of looked pretty dead in the water. But of course, he had his little things where he did. He had tag teams with Hardcore Holly. He did Legacy with Ted DiBiase and Randy Orton. And he also did the Dashing Cody Rhodes, where he was that like that that pretty boy, pretty boy wrestler who would give fashion tips and like to other superstars and be like, "Oh, you're wearing that." And I think I actually did it to a couple girls a couple times too. So I was like, "Okay, that's a little interesting," but you know, it's WWE. That anything can happen. But and then also there was Stardust, where he essentially teamed up with his I think it's half brother Dustin and Gold Dust, and they were able to win a couple of championship reigns. I think they actually beat the Usos once to when they won the tag team championships, but ultimately that didn't really last. Both of them ended up leaving the company, and we all thought that that was the end we were ever going to see of Cody Rhodes. You kind of had Dusty Rhodes leave this legacy behind for his son to pick up and be kind of like a favorable or a successful WWE superstar, but that never happened. So that kind of led people to believe that Cody was, his career in WWE was kind of dead in the water. May 22nd, I think of 2016, he was released by the WWE. Um, that's where he went to TNA for a little bit. He went to Ring of Honor. He got a taste of a heavyweight championship when he defeated Christopher Daniels to win the Ring of Honor World Heavyweight Championship. And after that, he was able to pick up his stuff, go to AEW, where he wrestled there. He was a producer, and he was also the company's executive vice president. So he helped kind of build that company to what it is right now. And which is super cool. He was the inaugural TNT champion. I think he's a 3-time TNT champion. Don't quote me on that, but I think he is. Uh, but I don't know. It's just so crazy. And then he came back to the WWE, had that thing with Roman, had that. No, first he had the thing with Seth where he did get injured, and people were like, "Okay, great, you brought back this guy that was that was one a total bust." Two, like the best thing he can really had on his resume was the Intercontinental Championship. And three, this frail man, I think he was 38 or 39 when he signed, I think he was 38 when he signed back into the WWE, and he got hurt. He got hurt in a Hell in a Cell match with, Seth Rollins, and that put Cody on the shelf for a little bit. But then he came back, won the Royal Rumble, went to WrestleMania to fight Roman, but ultimately lost because of Solo Sikoa. Took a whole nother year, had a feud with Brock Lesnar, and talk about a guy. Talk about a guy with probably the best thing to define his career in WWE is probably got to be patience. He was patient. Triple H took over, told him to come back. Same with Pritchard, like he mentioned it last night. He wouldn't be back, and if it wasn't for those two. So, thank God they did what they did to bring back Cody. I think it was really cool. Cody Rhodes is going to be a star, and it's going to be interesting to see how he holds up the Paul Levesque era, which we are now ushered in. So I'm super excited about that. All right. Well, don't go anywhere. We're going to finish off with the passing of the torch. Essentially, Vince McMahon, Andy McMahon from the WWE is kind of now extinct. Now Triple H, he has the reins. He has the keys to the car, keys to the Ferrari. So far, it seems like he's been doing pretty good. So let's just take a look on let's just take a look into how we came to this Paul Levesque era. Don't go anywhere.